So it's been done. He did it. He stepped aside from the nominee. He will not be seeking re-election. So what happens? Why now? Why did he choose to step down? What did they say to make him step aside? Why all of a sudden, when he vowed not to step aside unless it was a medical reason, but now it's apparently a political reason that he stepped aside? What did they say? I have a belief that they finally got through to him and they told him, if you do not step aside, if you do not let us do this to you, we will, in the end, they will use the 25th Amendment and they will have him removed from the office as well as gone from being the Democratic nominee. That is my belief, that they told him once and for all. They told his wife, they told Hunter, they told his family that if they do not get him to step aside and not run for re-election, that they will use the 25th Amendment and they will remove him from the office entirely. And there's no way he would have been able to prove after they invoke it that he could maintain and keep the office, so he was done. He had no choice but to step aside. Now, they're going to say it's all sorts of reasons, and they're going to spend the next few days coming out with exactly why he chose to step aside. But it is my personal belief that he has only done so because he got backed into a corner and was essentially blackmailed. And if you insist on going through with this and not stepping aside, then we will use the 25th Amendment and we will have you ousted. Now, here comes along the real problem with it all. Who's next? Is it going to be Kamala, the nominee? Would it be Gavin? Who would it be? You got all these people, but none of them, they say, could run, could win. But then, last night, before Biden announced he was out, you had old Alec Jones coming out with what he says is he understands is what is actually happening, and that it's Hillary is going to push her way in, that she's been using this and biding her time, and she is going to push her way in to be the nominee. However, I think it's dumb. I don't think there's no way she would not do it unless she knew for a fact she was going to win, unless it was already decided and the votes were already counted, or that there was going to be a second shot at Trump. We'll have to see. But check it out. I want to sit here, this right here, him explaining what he heard on Saturday.
All right, folks, it's Saturday night. And we saw the Hill, all the news reporting Hillary set to replace Joe Biden. I called Roger Stone, I called other sources. They said, yeah, that's the word. They're really going to try to replace Joe Biden in Chicago with Hillary Clinton, with all of her criminal activity, all of her background, all of this. So they are literally involved in a Democrat civil war, a power struggle over what puppet gets control. Biden had a closed election. He had a closed primary. That was all rigged. He stole the election 4 years ago, tried to take Trump off the ballot, and now Hillary is swooping in to be the nominee above Big Mike, Gavin Newsom, Governor Whitmer, Kamala Harris, all of them. This is huge. It's all over the news. They're actually going to try to do this. This is how arrogant and crazy they are. So Hillary Clinton thinks, with the deep state behind her, that she's going to be there because they want her. She wants World War III with Russia. She said that. And Trump says he'll end the war. He talked to Zelensky today. So to stop World War III, we got to get President Trump elected. But that warmongering, evil monster Hillary thinks that she is about to swoop in and last minute be the nominee, and then they try to steal the election. It's not going to work. They already tried to kill Trump. We're in epic times. Pray for Trump. Pray for America. Pray for the world. And I think Hillary's going to fail again. She was going to be the Madam President. Newsweek printed up all the magazines. She was the president. It's all a lie. Hillary Clinton, you'll never be president. Just like the neocons and the Bushes and all of them, you're done. Your time is over. America's coming together. God bless everybody. I'll be covering this all live at Real Alex Jones on X. Please follow me at Real Alex Jones on X. But pray for America, pray for peace, because this is dangerous.
Here it is. He's absolutely convinced that she is going to be pushing herself forward as the nominee. Will that be? I don't know. But then what is she going to do? What would be her strategy? Same as before. The same thing she says with everybody. She declares that they're Russian agents. They're friends with Russia. They're this, they're that. It's, they're a Russian agent. They're a spy. They're collude with Russia. I mean, she's a liar. She's corrupt. She's a criminal. It has been proven. But of course, she wasn't charged because she follows the line. She toes the line. So it makes you wonder if they were already gearing up to push Biden out, and they had this plan. Let's get into the dark theory of things, call it the conspiracy theory. But if they were having all that, push that out, was that a cheap shot when they missed Trump, was that a target because they were hoping Trump would be gone? They'd still push out Biden. Then they would push in Hillary. And there you would have it. She would finally ascend to the presidency. And then they would start getting all that money poured back into the Clinton Foundation that disappeared and dried up when they no longer had the office and they didn't get the donations they used to anymore. We all know it's a scam. The politicians are all corrupt. They're all crooks. If you're a politician, you're a crook. If you're an outsider, you're hated, and they try and eliminate you by any means necessary. They use the law. They use lies. They use a gunman. They do everything they can to take you out and finish you off. But guess what? It doesn't always work. But you sit there and you talk about how it'd be Hillary in and everybody's a Russian agent. But did you remember this? When she came in and she went and gave that little toy gift, and she wanted to reset relationship with Russia. You remember they gave him that little toy gift, a little reset button?
Our time here together. I wanted to present you with a little gift which represents what President Obama and Vice President Biden and I have been saying. And that is, we want to reset our relationship. And
let's do it together.
So we will do it together, okay?
So here's the thing. When she did that then, was their idea truly for a reset, or was their idea that that was a symbol of this is the red button, we're going to push it and it is going to be war? That's the type of twisted thing a Clinton would do. We know Hillary. She is an animal. She is disgraceful. She is vile. And the fact that the Democrats would try and squeeze her in, if that is the case, that would not surprise me at all. But then it wonders, why wouldn't they go for Kamala? Come on, why not? You picked her. They chose her for the VP, the DEI hire. Why not? Why not push her on? Why not put her? You got the momentum. You got the funds. Joe, he should have you know what? Screw it. Joe's family should have turned around in the end and said, you know what? We're bringing the whole party down. But they're all worried. It's not worried about getting the presidency. They were all worried down about the down ballot tickets. There were senators and congressmen who are like, we might not get in now because he runs. So they're not going to get in any better if Hillary's running. Everybody knows how she is. Everybody knows how vile and nasty she can be and the lies that she spreads. Although she has been fairly quiet lately because nobody listens to her. So what, have they been dropped in this new image? Is she going to come out and they're trying to be the blazing hero? Because I'm pretty sure that they're already lined up. They got all the mail-in ballots already filled out. They got the dead are going to rise and vote for Hillary. It is going to be wild. It is going to be crazy and amazing. And they're all going to gather up and they're all going to vote for her. You know what? To hell with that bullshit. And I say to hell with that bullshit. We need to end it now. You need to decide. You have to get rid of it. You have to get out. You have to vote. You have to make your choice. And you can't have a person like Hillary. If you could have had a third option, then you should have had a third option. If they may actually allow free delegates, if the delegates were smart, they would all turn around and they would vote for somebody else, somebody completely unknown, or somebody that is known, that people like, that actually might have a shot, who could stand up and actually have a real debate with Trump. I mean, I am looking forward to it, though. If Alex is right and they're trying to squeeze in Hillary, I would look forward to it, and I want to see another debate between Hillary and Trump. Will she be able to stand up this time, or will she just stand there and do these uncomfortable laughs because she tried to say one thing? Especially remember when she talked about the taxes and said he doesn't pay the taxes, and he's like, well, yeah, that makes me smart. And if they want me to pay my taxes, they had all these years and decades to change the law, and they never did, because all her donors enjoy the same tax laws and the same loopholes I do. And Trump wasn't wrong. You're smart if they're there and you use them and you save and keep as much money as you can. The problem is only the rich can afford to go through these laws and pay accountants and lawyers to do this stuff for you. Anyway, that is it. I just had to say, where is it going from this? Biden stepped down. So all I got to say is one last thing to Biden at the end of this is, na, 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 hey, goodbye. Anyway, this is Drac. I'm out.